Good day, this is Jim, and it's Slop in the shop time. We got some more purchases and items, obviously, what these videos are about, and odd and end things. So let's mix up all this slop, go out and feed the pig, and you guys enjoy the video. Okay, one of the things I have neglected to shoot in my Slop in the Shop organizational videos was I picked up some of these drawers, and I had some. So I done some work in my flat wrench drawers, and I know sometimes it don't look like it. And part of the reason is it's kind of hard to organize everything. So what I did here is tuck the wrenches by sets that I have, and these are all standard wrenches. So there's like 3 or 4 different sets here. The pile you see in the back is a loose set, and the larger sizes, and that's the other. What that does is, and then there's some here at the front, again, smaller or odd stuff. But mainly if I need something, I got these gear wrenches I've had for a while. These are where I can get to. And all these others, I can get to them. They're kind of different odds and ends and stuff that I can find, but they're in such an organizational method I can get a hold of them real easily. Now this drawer here looks like a hot mess. But realistically, this is just large stuff that I very seldom use. So, and you could tell there's all sorts of different wrenches. There's double end box ends. And this is stuff that I've either collected or purchased for a certain item. I'll just pick a couple of these out right here and lay them on the stool. These 2 particular wrenches, now you heard, I think Adam talks a lot about his dad's tools. These are some of my dad's tools. My dad was a dairy farmer, and he picked up wrenches to work on stuff. Some of these wrenches here are over 50, 60 years old. Some of them. 50, 55 years old. They was bought when I was a real small boy. I've had them for that long. And I'm going to pull the bottom drawer out here for you. And this is the metrics. Again, the same thing. The top, the one you see at the top, it's just an odd set where maybe there's a skip in it. This here that you see sort of loosely looks like a pile of blooming mess. It ain't nothing but just odd metric wrenches. Most of these metric wrenches I've picked up or gotten. Some of the Sears wrenches I purchased when he started having to have a few along the way, and so there's kind of a mismatch of wrenches on that end. So these are my 3 wrench drawers, and I'm pretty well satisfied with that. I'll just throw that in another video. I've never been a fan of crescent or adjustable wrenches. They're just something about them I've just never, ever, ever liked. I'll just be straight up. To me, you just use them. I see a lot of people, and especially in the machine shop world, people tend to want to use these things a whole lot. And sometimes I admit I'll grab one occasionally too. But this particular one right here, this is a crescent 15-inch adjustable wrench. That was another one of my dad's old wrenches, and I've had for years and years and years. And it's been around as long as I can remember, and I've used it, and they give it to me and whatever. I do have a couple in the drawer, the smaller ones that I picked up just because you need them sometimes. And I keep all this kind of stuff over in the small drawer right here. So, well, I'm going to answer a viewer question. One of my viewers commented to me and asked about this back plunge indicator that I featured in the last Slop in the Shop, and asked me if I needed to make a mount. Well, see, this is how it mounts. Now, this is one of the knockoff Nogas. This is a smaller version, which I like because of the lathe size that I have. The larger, and I have one of the larger knockoffs, for my indicators and my lathe, it's kind of hard to get these things into place. With this, it's real simple. So, you know, to me, this works just fine, so I can put it on my cross slide. So, and it holds fairly well. So that's why I like to use it. So that answers the viewer question. Viewer question, and it's kind of hard to describe some things when we do our videos. And one of my viewers asked me to explain how we made these, and I thought the last video was fairly self-explanatory, but it seems like that, well, we're going to do it again just because somebody wasn't clear. And you don't want to, you know, people sometimes don't always get it, I guess, or don't go back and look at other videos. Now, basically what you have when you get these cups is you got a wide space here, and they're down like this. And so to make them a spell plaster, you need to put an extension in them. And one of the things that I've discovered with these cups is you have a very thin area here to work with, plus the other. So now these particular cups, I ordered them from eBay. You can find them in some craft stores. There is a local place that I just didn't want to run over there. And quite honestly, as long as you find these children's paint cups, they'll work just fine. I use Sterling. You can find any round material. I think Chris made some of these, and he forgot I was the one that made them. Old man. He actually used a piece of aluminum. So I tried PVC pipe, and I can't get the pipe to machine to fit this with the lip. So my advice would be to find some sort of material. I use Sterling because I have some. I actually bought this, and this is black Sterling. And basically machine a lip to fit the inside of your cup. This is going to vary depending on the cup you have. Then once you do that, bond it. I normally use super glue. I had some trouble with these here bonding, so I had to go back and rebond these. These are the ones for the gift. And I used a 5-minute epoxy. So if you'll watch, you know, if you're one of the viewer that asked a question, and if my answer wasn't good enough, this is probably the best I can do without doing a step-by-step video. You want something to make this piece out of. It needs to be lightweight, either Sterling or aluminum, and you want to bond it to your cup. Now I left about a 1 inch, and this is plenty because you see, if you're here, this is going to turn over, and that should hold you pretty good. So there's that cleared up for Slop in the Shop. I will remind you of something here. I'm going to try to kind of put this on the end of a lot of the videos. These are the 4 cups. It's the 500 subscriber viewer gift. You have to the 20th, that this video should go out before the 20th, to enter by email. And I will always put a link underneath. Basically, it's also in the description. And to please enter, you know, go ahead. If you haven't already, send me an email and enter into this drawing for those 4 cups, the 500 subscriber drawing. Thank you. Okay, now one thing I'm going to do, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this right quick before I do anything, before I stop for the day or whatever, is I like to leave my stuff squared up for cutting off and everything I need to do. I like to have it kind of square. So if it's not, so what I'm doing right now is more or less just squaring the tool block post up to the lathe. I tend to leave mine. My lathe is set up at basically 29.5 degrees constantly, except in rare occasions that I had to move it, like today. And that's because I prefer that setup. I've said on some of the boards about this. So the reason I do it, simple. I'm set up on the threading, and also, you know, I use, and let me kind of bring you out a bit here. And I use C&MG tools a lot, and you see them on my lathe. And basically, that you see this is my standard tool, and I've got yawed about this a lot. So basically what I do is with this tool, when you're turning, and I'll just hold the square up, you see that if you can turn and face in both directions with this tool. So by having your block square, just like I have it here, I can do both directions. If I need to thread, I'm fine. If I want to bore, I'm fine. Basically, the angle of attack is built into this tool. The other thing is, there are a lot of parts turned on CNC lathes that they bolt these tools right in tool blocks. You'll probably see videos if you watch some of these other ones, you know, people making stuff, CNC lathes. Basically, they bolt these suckers right up and they machine with them straight up. So I just wanted to get it all squared back. I'll put that in Slop the shop or something. I hope you enjoyed Slop in the shop. I will remind you that these videos are copyrighted production of James Dedman Saw Logs Plastic Hubs, and for your personal entertainment. I hope you enjoyed what we fed the pig today, and we'll see you in the next video.